Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. In this video, we will quickly explore the transition from using question banks to item banks in Canvas. If you've been using quizzes as part of your course assessment, you're likely already acquainted with Canvas Classic Quiz feature, as well as the question bank, which is just a pool of questions that you can pull from. A few years ago, Canvas rolled out a new quiz feature offering enhanced functionalities and a wider range of question types. While switching to new quizzes is not currently a requirement, we do anticipate it will become mandatory in the near future. So in this video, we will guide you through the process of converting your classic quizzes and their associated question banks into the upgraded new quiz format and item banks. So first of all, let's briefly discuss the icons. As you can see on the screen, I have created 4 different types of quizzes. The color of each icon indicate whether the quiz is published or not. So green means the quiz is published, while gray means it's not yet published. Also, additionally, a filled-in rocket ship icon indicate it is a new quiz, whereas an unfilled icon signified a classic quiz. Understanding these icons is a very convenient way to quickly identify the types of quizzes you're working with. This knowledge will be especially helpful when you begin the process of converting quizzes. There are 2 ways of converting the classic quizzes to new quizzes. First of all, if you just need to convert one classic quiz to a new quiz, you can just use a function called migrate, which is very simple and easy to navigate, and I will show you how to do it in the next screen. In this screen, I have my sandbox course for demonstration. First, you will need to click the Quizzes tab to open this page. Then you will need to locate which classic quiz that you want to convert to the new quiz. As mentioned earlier, the non-fill-in rocket ship icon represents the classic quiz. In this case, we want to convert the classic quiz 1 to a new quiz. For next step, click the option icon of this quiz, which is the 3 dots on the right side of the screen. Then click the migrate option. This might take a while to migrate, but once the process is completed, the quiz will display a new quiz icon. Then you can just click the name of this quiz to start editing your question. However, if you want to convert a classic question bank into a new quizzes item bank, the process can be a little bit complicated. As of now, Canvas does not offer a direct way to migrate from a classic quiz question bank to a new quizzes item bank. This is a feature that Canvas engineers are actively working on. Unfortunately, we do not know or do not have a specific time frame for when this feature will become available. So, to work around this limitation, you need to perform a series of steps. First, you will need to create a classic quiz that includes all of the questions from your existing question bank. Then export the quiz file, then import it back into the Canvas, but this time you will need to set it up as a new quiz. Finally, you'll be able to set up an item bank from a newly imported quiz, as it will contain all of the questions extracted from the original question bank. I know this process isn't the most straightforward, especially for very busy faculty. But don't worry, I'll walk you through it step by step in the next segment of this video. In the screen, we're showing my sandbox course again. Let's click the quiz tab and open this web page. As you can see, I deleted all the previous quizzes for training purpose, and now I'm going to create a new classic quiz, which kind of works as a shell that will carry all of the questions from question bank for us to use later. I'm going to click the plus or add quiz icon to create a new quiz. Select classic quizzes, then select submit. I will name this quiz as the Classic Quiz Shell. And I will also make sure I select the practice quiz in the quiz type. This step will prevent you from creating a graded quiz that mess up your gradebook. Click the Questions tab on top, and then click Find Questions. This will open the windows of Question Bank. As you can see on this screen, I've already created a sample question bank named ANTH 100 that contains 5 questions in total. And I'm going to select all of the questions and add them to this classic quiz shell. Now, as you can see, all of the questions from the question bank has been added to this classic quiz shell. And click Save, and we can proceed with the next step. In step 2, we will click Setting tab in the course navigation bar on the left. In this screen, move your cursor to the right and click Export Course Content. We will select Quiz, then select Create Export. In this pop-up menu, uncheck all quizzes and only select the classic quiz shell. Then hit Create Export tabs again. This process may take longer if you have a larger question bank. Now, don't forget to click the New Export to download your file. Otherwise, the file will remain in the system and will not automatically start to download. As you can see from my browser, the document is right now a zip file now stored at the download folder. So for the next step, we will import this file back to our course. Click the Quiz tab again and open the web page. We will now create a new quiz. Select New Quizzes and Submit. I will name this Anthropology 100 Quiz. Then hit Build. This new window is where you will build the question in the New Quizzes function in Canvas. But for today's demonstration, we will move our cursor to the top right side and click Manage My Item Bank. We don't have any item banks, which is why we're going to import from here. Click Add Bank. Since I have an admin account when I created an item bank, this will be shared with the whole school. I will name the bank as whatever, because it will be overwritten once that I import content in here. And click Share with the Bates OLC Professional Development Series, which is the name of this course. Please note that when you import your item bank, you won't see this in your screen. And now click the Create Bank. Click the name of this bank and click the top right options. Select Import Content. Select the file that we just downloaded and hit Import. Now go back to the Build page and click Item Bank. Click your newly imported item banks to access all the questions. You can now freely add questions from your item bank to your new quiz.